Hi everyone, let's talk about the new Guda Guda event for Star Avenger Todo Heisuke. His first skill applies self-taunt to himself for 3 turns, then increase party's MP rate and crit damage by 30% 3 turns. Skill 2 increases own quick performance by 30% 3 turns, increases own MP rate by 50% when taking damage from the enemy for 3 turns, and gives himself evasion for 3 times 3 turns. Skill 3 increases own MP damage and attack damage by 20% 3 turns, and gives himself a 30% MP battery. His noble Phantasm is a quick single target that before attacking gives himself a 10% quick performance boost for 1 turn, then deals 1200% damage to an enemy and deals 1.5 times the MP damage against lawful alignment enemy, reducing their defense for 20% 3 turns, and then sacrifices himself. Todo Heisuke is a decent one-wave clearing special servant. Sacrificing and leaving the front line after using his noble Phantasm makes it easier to team with when clearing the more than 90++ farming node, where the waves enemy are usually in 1-3-1 or 3-3-1 combination. Having 20% MP damage and attack damage boost and a 30% plus 10 to 50% quick performance boost to use in his noble Phantasm makes his MP damage having some guarantee, as I did some rough calculation show on the screen right now. The MP special damage on lawful alignment enemy is also pretty easy to trigger on servants, as there are roughly 37% of the servants that are lawful. Skill 1's 3-turn taunt may also be helpful in some situations, like in multi-turn quests where the enemy will apply debuff on servants they are attacking or remove buffs per attack, and the party 30% MP rate and crit damage is just a bonus. On the other hand, when comparing to his direct competitor Shizuki Sojiro, you can start to see some issue here. If Heisuke doesn't have extra MP damage on lawful alignment enemy, and MP5 can barely outperform Shizuki. However, if Heisuke can have the extra MP damage though, MP1 can nearly catch up with Shizuki's MP5, or MP2 will outdamage him by 20%. So it's important to try to know if your enemy has lawful alignment, especially since Heisuke is an Avenger and he can only deal 1 times damage multiplier against most classes. But this might be an unfair comparison since Shizuki is a welfare 4-star with default MP5, while Heisuke is a 4-star limited servant. Since we're mainly going to use him as a 1-turn wave clearing servant instead of the usual Orbero or Kasascadi where it can only apply their buffs onto 1 servant, it might be better to use party supports like Ruler Skadi or Waver so they can also apply buffs onto both Heisuke and the main DPS of the party at the same time. Or you can use Summer Chloe if you really want to use them as a main DPS of the team. CE wise will be default Black Grail as usual, but you can also use CEs with extra MP OC effect if you need Black Grail on the main DPS, or Guts if you want to use him as a free wave clearer, so the choice is up to you. In conclusion, Todo Heisuke is an Avenger that specializes in 1-turn clearing. Even though MP's special damage on lawful alignment can greatly increase his damage potential, being an Avenger class also hinders his damage capability at the same time. If you don't have Shizuki Sojiro, you can get him into Chaldea, but I would recommend at least an MP2 since not every enemy has lawful alignment. That's it for now. Support me by any means and please subscribe if you find this video helpful, or else your Heisuke will always face non-lawful alignment enemies. Anyways, I'm gone now.